Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's Rants. Now that we're officially into September, even though the weather might be deceiving us right now, it's about that time to start dressing the part. That's right, this week we're talking all things fall fashion, and what better way to figure out what's hot this fall than one of our own Rams who specializes in just that. My dear friend here, Gabe Ortiz, is the biggest expert in the field. Gabby, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course, I'm so excited. So, I mean, I know you, but for those of us who might not, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I am a last semester senior studying anthropology and apparel and merchandising design.
Nice, very cool. And so you obviously have a passion for fashion, if you will excuse the pun. Now, how did you get started in the whole field?
It's kind of funny because there's so many influences that you have surrounding you throughout your life. I couldn't just attribute it to one thing. I'd have to say it would be from my cousins living in New York, just listening to their music between Nas, Biggie, A Tribe Called Quest.
There you go.
There's just a ton of influences from them, not only them, but as well as like my parents. They showed me the right things, I've been to the right places, and it's just really interesting to kind of see how that's kind of developed from here. And I kind of brought what I already known from Philadelphia to Fort Collins and kind of progressed from there.
Right, and I mean, you were talking about New York and Philadelphia, like huge fashion hubs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, big culture thing too. How do you think the culture is kind of different, how that role kind of comes into playing the role of fashion?
It's really interesting because the East Coast fashion is much more different and much more fast than I'd say like the Midwest and the West. With that being said, Colorado has an awesome local scene right now that's going on. Gibberish right now is about to release their 2014-2015 fall winter stuff that's coming up pretty soon, and it's some of the best stuff I've ever seen.
Neat,
Yeah.
Very cool. And so I remember you talking about Gibberish's A1 Bomber. We had talked about that earlier. What does that kind of look like?
So Gibberish's A1 Bomber is a two-way zip varsity style jacket, but is a little bit different in that it doesn't take the varsity aspect. It takes cues from military inspiration.
Which are two huge trends right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Camo is huge right now, and just the military style cuts are really, really aggressive right now in the market. And another big thing right now that's coming up is the reflective market, and the people over at ICNY, Ice Cold, are really pushing the envelope in reflective gear and bringing functionality and fashion together, which are things that any designer should really look for.
Right, and I mean, especially in Colorado, like that's something that we really have to look for, especially with hiking and all these cool fashion trends. I mean, how do you think the market kind of differs based on where you are geographically?
I think the market definitely depends on where you are. If you're in New York, you have an accessibility to the pulse of fashion. You are not only in high-end fashion, haute couture, but you're also involving streetwear fashion. And then if you were to move to the Midwest, like here, you have a select group of streetwear brands or just brands in general that have a loyal following.
Right.
And then when you move to the West Coast, it's like the East Coast or any other place you go to that has a major hub, like Milan, LA, New York, Tokyo. They're all just enormous.
Right, that's so neat. And so how are you kind of taking this passion of yours and bringing it to Colorado State?
Right now I'm working with a couple organizations on campus. I'm working for Fashion Group International, and we put on several events throughout the year, and one of our biggest ones is the Fall Fashion Show, as well as the Spring one. And I'm also working for the Fashion Report, doing the graphic design and layout for them.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so what are some of your favorite fashion trends? I mean, we are talking fall fashion here. Okay. So what are some of your favorites?
Some of my favorites right now definitely have to be the reflective market. ICNY just kills it every day. I wear their stuff all the time. Gibberish is some of the stuff that is definitely going to be something to look out for. They are about to, like I said earlier, release their technical outerwear line, which is their first line, and it's going to be something to see. As well as Kith, they're about to drop their Filling Pieces collab, and same with these guys, ICNY and Staple Pigeon. These are both, this is Mike Sherman and Jeff Staples brands, and they're about to do an awesome collaboration together that definitely everyone should be looking forward to.
That's so neat. And so what can we expect from you?
From me, hopefully a brand in the next few years. Definitely going to work hard and work for the right companies that I want to, and most of all, learn what I need to learn.
Right, I'm excited. I mean, not only because you're a dear friend, but you're also a fellow Ram, and we do love to see our Rams succeed. So I'm excited to see what you have in store for us, Gabby. Now we're going to leave you with let's leave the audience with some fall fashion tips.
Absolutely. Some big fall fashion tips. Definitely layer. Make sure your length proportions are right. Don't be afraid to use some color. Black and white are right for some sort of occasions, but don't be afraid to mix it up. And yeah, rock the runner shoes, the boots, and yeah, take it from there, guys.
Now, I do love boots. Boots might be one of my favorite fashion trends. And you were talking about picking right lengths. Now, do you have any hints for like tall people versus short people? I mean, are there certain trends that we need to follow to kind of not look maybe so gigantic?
It's pretty interesting because I have that same problem. Being short, you have to kind of find the right gauges and lengths and everything. And definitely the biggest thing I would say is when you go to buy clothes, try it on if you can. If not, go to the website and look at their length proportions. Have a friend measure you out so that when you go to buy something online, it's not awkward fitting when you put it on.
That's awesome. Gabby, thank you so much for coming in. Your insights always on point.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Looking fresh as always.
Thanks.
Well, guys, after the break, we will be bringing in some of our very own well-dressed Rams to show us some doable fall fashion trends that you might see around campus. Don't go away.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Now, we all know that it is one thing to see celebrities and runway models in fall fashion trends, and it's quite another to look at your own wardrobe and walk into a clothing store and pick something out that's actually worthwhile and might look good. Well, here to help us mix and match are Austin Harley, Brynn Carmen, and Hannah Hemperly. What do you guys have on tonight?
Brynn, why don't you start us?
Okay, well, I am into fall fashion. I like boots and socks. Since it's not super cold yet, maybe add some tights later on. And then I'm a layer person. I love, dresses, skirts, and jackets. That's my
Yeah, I would
favorite.
agree with Brynn. I'm definitely into the layering with the scarf here, but I'm really into accessorizing lately. Hat, scarf, I got my little leather backpack going on.
Awesome. I'm not so much into the skirts, but I do like a pair of jeans, and I really do like the same thing, like layering, putting on like a flannel, layering it over with a vest or a sweater. I do get hot really easy though,
Yeah.
so it's nice to layer. You can take it off when you're overheating.
You all
like
look
crazy.
so nice tonight.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
We look great.
Yeah.
You do. You look awesome. I'm so excited for you guys because you're bringing some fashion into our studio, which we kind of need sometimes.
We need it.
I need help. I need help sometimes. But Gabby already talked about these awesome guys that are doing this great collaboration, but we also have to look out for some other fall trends coming up. One of the big ones, if you look towards New York Fashion Week that just happened recently, we're seeing fringing happen. Now, this is really cool because fringing was really big during the summer, and this is a great way to recycle your clothes. So you can just start layering on all these fringing outfits you can see. Another big trend that we can see happening, or we're going to go back to fringe. That's great too. Or this. All righty. We're going to stay with this sporty look. We love the sporty look this season. And it's really nice because you can bring out those big numbered jackets that are also popular, old varsity jackets, things that we can kind of bring back into style. And those really comfy sweats and things like that are going to be key this season. So Austin, in fact, if you want to come up and kind of show some of your fancy clothing.
Oh gosh. All right.
We're going to have a little fashion show here.
Awesome.
All right, now I love this sweater. Can you tell me a
thanks.
little bit about layering? Because that's going to
for
be
me.
huge this season.
Right, yeah. So being a meteorologist and all, I know all about layering. You have to get those layers going every day, especially in the fall in Colorado,
Exactly.
where it can be 30 degrees one day, and then we have days like today where it's 90.
Right, no kidding.
You can never really expect what to do, so you have to layer so that you're always prepared.
Right, and I mean that's a great thing that we can do with the sporty stuff especially, is the layering thing, because you've got your varsity jackets, you have watches, different accessories. And speaking of accessories, Hannah Hemperly is great with that whole thing. She's got hats, boots, scarves, backpacks, the whole nine. Hannah, come on down.
Yes, I'm very into the accessories, definitely.
I love it. Let's see. So tell me about your scarf.
Well, this I think I would call like bohemian, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, got some different patterns going on, and it's great to pair with like a plain black dress, really.
Definitely.
Anything you can pair with it, yeah.
And I love the print. It reminds me kind of the new trend that's coming out. Cheetah print is actually really big, and as you can see kind of behind
animal
us,
print is great.
animal print is becoming like this huge thing, which I never thought would ever come out of my mouth, but it's actually becoming a very popular trend, so that's something to keep an eye out for. And I love the hat and the other accessories.
Thank you, yeah.
Looking fabulous.
Thanks.
Bringing extra things into our show. And moving along from accessories, let's talk about layering once more, because layering is a great thing, and we do love it during the fall, especially here in Colorado, because it is just so chilly. So we've got Brynn Carmen, who you will see shortly after the show as well. And so Brynn, can you tell us a little bit about layering? In fact, one of the big trends also this fall is going to be white on white on white on white.
Yes.
And that, of course, you're going to have to incorporate a lot of layering in that.
A lot of layering. I'm not a super big into white person, especially when it's cold. You can get dirty and stuff. I'm a black dress, jacket, blazer, sweater, anything like that.
Definitely.
That's my go-to.
So you're not a fan of the cream on cream kind of a situation?
No.
It's kind of a weird...
It's a weird thing. I'm going to try and branch out this fall, but I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely going to be a strange thing. As you can see behind me, we've got like all sorts of different colors. You're going to have to bring a lot of beiges, a lot of just neutral colors into your wardrobe, which is interesting to me because I thought there was like a rule about no white after Labor Day.
Yeah.
I'm very interested about that.
I think the white pants and the white sweaters are going to stick around all winter, all fall and winter.
Too. I hope so. I mean, I do like the sweater idea. That's at least a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Brynn.
Thank you.
So remember, guys, you got to keep an outlook for all of these different trends coming up. And thank you guys so much for joining us. It's going to be a great show. And right after this, we're going to see the news coming up, and our own Austin Harley and Brynn Carmen are going to be there. And Hannah's just going to hang around and look gorgeous. So
Thanks.
It's what's always great, right? You know what I actually heard, I was going to mention this earlier, is with like the white pants fashion and all, I read the other day that jean sales are like really going down right now.
really?
Like the sportswear that we were talking about earlier being like a new trend, and then like white pants and like khakis, jean sales are like going down, and
Like the
sports
denim
sales,
look.
yeah.
Really?
But
That's
like,
very interesting.
But like sweatpants and all of that kind of stuff through the roof.
That's so interesting, and I'm sure like that's a great thing, because white pants, they really can go with anything. Like sometimes when you pick denim, like typically they go with anything, but like white really is one of those colors that you can pair with absolutely anything, and especially when you're accessorizing. I mean, you can pick any color.
I love my accessories.
You do love your accessories.
Yeah,
and I love the hair.
Oh, thanks.
It's gorgeous. What inspired you to
Well, I actually dyed it like lavender, and now it's just kind of faded to this blue. I don't know what's really happening.
Very
I don't know
unique.
what color
I
it is
like
right
it.
now. I'm clearly wearing a hat. I don't know how I feel about it.
But it's a good hat. It's a cute hat as well.
Thanks. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. And speaking about hair accessories, what do you got in your hair, Brynn?
I just have a headband. I was running late, and it's a quick fix.
That's such
great,
a nice. That's so
yeah.
great, especially
Like a
because
princess.
I feel like as the colder temperatures go, it's harder and harder to get up.
Oh,
it's easier
it
to throw your
definitely
hair
is.
up. Things
But
like
this
that.
looks like pretty, yet
It
it's kind
does.
of messy, and you just throw it up.
It's
Simple,
gorgeous.
Super
classic
easy.
princess.
Super
We've got some
easy.
style here at CTV. I'm loving it. Well, guys, thank you so much again for coming in. So thank you to Gabby again, and Brynn and Austin and Hannah for helping us dress for the season. We'll be back next week for more fall fun and maybe something a little crafty. Keep it locked here for CTV News Live at 9, and we'll see you next time.